will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, please call the roll.
Senators Aguilar, Baumgardner,
Excused.
Cook, Corum, Court, Crowder, Donovan, Finberg, Fields, Garcia, Gardner, Guzman, Hill, Holbert, John, Jones, Kagan, Kafalis, Kerr, Lambert, Lumberg, Marble, Martinez-Humenic.
Excused.
Merrifield, Moreno, Neville, Priola, Scott, Smallwood, Sonnenberg,
Excused.
Tate, Todd, Williams, Zinzinger, Martinez-Humenic, Mr. President.
Here. With 33 present, 0 absent, 2 excused, we have a quorum. Senator Moreno, please lead us in the pledge.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues and guests, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the journal, Senator Fields.
Good morning, Mr. President. I move that the reading of the journal of Wednesday, May 2nd, be dispensed with and that the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Committee reports.
May 2nd, 2018, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, African Service and Marriage Committee as following. House Bill 1352 be postponed indefinitely. May 2nd, 2018, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, African Service and Marriage Committee as following. House Bill 1376 be postponed indefinitely. May 2nd, 2018, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, African Service and Marriage Committee as following. House Bill 1289 be postponed indefinitely. May 2nd, 2018, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, African Service and Marriage Committee as following. House Bill 1419 be postponed indefinitely.
Senate Services.
Correctly printed, Senate Memorial 1, correctly engrossed, Senate Bill 245, 249, 250, 251, 252, 258, and 263, correctly engrossed, Senate Bill 13, 216, 271, correctly revised, House Bill 1007, 1077, 1128, 1271, 1303, 1320, 1361, 1362, 1375, 1379, 1389, and 1402, correctly revised, House Bill 1003, 1108, 1189, and 1266, correctly enrolled, Senate Bill 1256, 119, and 205.
Third reading of bills, consent calendar. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. There has been a request to move House Bill 1361 from the third reading of bills consent calendar. I believe there is an amendment. Mr. President, I move that House Bill 1361 be listed first on the third reading of bills calendar.
1361 will be moved from the consent calendar to the third reading of bills calendar. The motion is for 1361 to appear at the beginning of that calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the titles to all the remaining bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar?
House Bill 1375 by Representatives Willett and Lee and Senator Gardner concerning non-substantive revision of statutes in the Colorado Revised Statutes is amended in connection therewith, amending or repealing obsolete, imperfect, and inoperative law to preserve the legislative intent, effect, and meaning of the law. House Bill 1077 by Representatives Liston and Valdez and Senator Scott and Garcia concerning the penalty for a person who commits burglary to acquire firearms in connection therewith, making an appropriation. House Bill 1402 by Representatives Lawrence and Young and Senators Gardner and Williams concerning authorization for the State Treasurer to invest state money in investment-grade securities issued by sovereign national and supranational entities. House Bill 1303 by Representatives Whiston Garnett and Senator Tate concerning exemption of nonprofit youth sports organization coaches from the Colorado Employment Security Act. House Bill 1389 by Representatives Graham, Van Winkle, and Senator Neville concerning authorization for issuance of a centralized marijuana distribution permit. House Bill 1320 by Representative Pabon and Senator John concerning reduction of regulation from large market taxi cab service from regulation as a common carrier to regulation as a motor carrier of passengers. House Bill 1388 by Representative Garnett and Senator Tate concerning an exemption from the requirement to register security if the security is subject to a notice filing as permitted under federal law. House Bill 1362 by Representative Arndt and Senator Tate concerning the membership expansion of the Colorado Task Force on Drunk and Impaired Driving. House Bill 1007 by Representatives Kennedy and Singer and Senators Lambert and John concerning payment issues related to substance use disorders. House Bill 1128 by Representatives Whiston, Bridges, and Senators Lambert and Core concerning strengthening protections for consumer data privacy.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the remaining bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar, including House Bill 1375, House Bill 1077, House Bills 1402, 1303, 1389, 1320, 1388, 1362, 1007, and 1128.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar? Motion before the body is the adoption of all the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar. Are there any no votes on any of the bills? Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1362 and House Bill 1007.
1362 and
1007.
1362 and 1007. Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to be recorded as no vote on House Bill 1007.
Are there any further no votes on any of the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar? With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1375 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Moreno, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Tate, Senator Lambert, Senator Kagan, Senator Kafalis. With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1077 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Kerr, Senator Lambert, Senator Tate, Senator Crowder, Senator Todd, Senator Merrifield. Please add the President. With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1402 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Tate, Senator Lambert, Senator Neville, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Marble, Senator Scott, Senator John, Senator Kerr. Please add the President. With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1303 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Scott, you want to co-sponsor your own bill? Is it okay if we put his name on there twice? No, maybe not. Co-sponsors on 1303, Senator Kerr. With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1389 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Tate, Senator Moreno, with 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1320 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Moreno, Senator Cook, Senator Crowder, Senator Scott, Senator Tate, Senator Lundberg, Senator Guzman, Senator Martinez-Shimenick, Senator Lambert, Senator Neville, Senator Marble. Please add the President. With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1388 is adopted. Co-sponsors. With 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1362 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Guzman, Senator Moreno. Co-sponsors on 1362. Senator Todd. Okay, hold on. Senator Williams, Senator Merrifield, Senator Garcia, Senator Kafalis, Senator Fields,
the next one.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request to be a no vote on 1007.
We haven't done it. What do you want? Just follow me.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also request to be a no vote on 1007.
Senator Martinez-Shimenick.
I also request to be a no vote on 1007.
You good to go? With there you are. With 28 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1007 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Guzman, Senator Kafalis, Senator Fields, Senator Moreno, Senator Kagan, Leader Garcia, Senator Fenberg, Senator Merrifield, Senator Todd, Senator Tate, Senator Priola, Senator Kerr, Senator Jones. With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1128 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Guzman, Leader Garcia, Senator Donovan, Senator Fields, Senator Jones, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Kafalis, Senator Fenberg, Senator Crowder, Senator Martinez-Shimenick, Senator Tate, Senator John, Senator Merrifield, Senator Todd, Senator Williams, Senator Aguilar, Senator Moreno, Senator Kerr, Senator Lundberg, Senator Neville, Senator Gardner, please add the President. And Senator Marble. Third reading of bills, final passage. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title to House Bill 1361?
House Bill 1361 by Representatives Exum, Valdez, and Senator Williams concerning expanding eligibility of a veteran for the Vietnam War specialty license plate.
Senator Williams.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1361 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any discussion? Senator Crowder.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would ask for permission for a third reading amendment on 1361.
Can you give an explanation for
Yes, sir. The dates they have on this is not accurate. The actual Vietnam War was over May 7th, 1975, and in the bill they showed service to July 1, 75, so it's just making it a correction.
The motion is for permission to offer a third reading amendment. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. Ayes have it, and permission is granted. There's an amendment on the desk. Mr. Carpenter, please read Amendment L003.
Amendment L003, House Bill 1361 by Senator Crowder, amend revised bill, page 2, line 7.
Crowder.
Thank you, Mr. President. You know, what this is about, I just discovered this last evening. And if we're going to do this for the period of war, we should do this accurately. And on the bill, it shows July 175, and it's not accurate. The congressional, what they do is they set the time periods for a period of war. And the Vietnam War officially was over May 7th, 1975. And I would just like to make that correction on this bill. And it can be considered either friendly or unfriendly, but it's accurate. Thank you.
Senator Kagan.
Thank you. And I'd like to ask the sponsor of the amendment. We did hear in committee that the purpose of having the date somewhat afterwards was because there were some people still there and they felt very much they were in the theater of war. And I'm wondering what the sponsor's view on that is.
Senator Crowder.
Actually, the last evacuation of the American troops from Vietnam was April 30th, but we still had the United States Navy there. And that's why the official war, the evacuation, complete evacuation of military troops in Vietnam did not happen until May 7th. So you had 7 days there. All your land troops were gone, but your United States Navy was there, and portions of the Air Force are still flying over. So, you know, that's your official congressional dates. So if we're going to do these license plates, we need to make them very accurate, because you're looking at a week of veterans not being able to obtain that benefit of the license plates if you do not do it right.
Is there any further discussion? Motion. Did you move Amendment L003?
Yes, sir. I'd like to move L003 on House Bill 1361 and ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Senator Neville?
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, colleagues, we had heard this issue in finance, and I think the conversation was focused around those that were serving with evacuees and other things. The July 1st date is not exclusive. It's actually more inclusive of those that were in theater, that were in harm's way, that were actually dealing with the fallout, which took place for a number of weeks after the official end of the war, and that was those people that were in support of the bill that actually came and testified stated such, and I found that pretty plausible, and the Finance Committee found that very plausible too. And the reason for our unanimous vote in finance. So we can add to the issue.
Senator Crowder.
Yes, sir. Again, accuracy matters. It matters a great deal to be accurate on this. So there, again, I move the bill and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Motion before the body is the adoption of Amendment L003. Are there any no votes? Senator Neville. Senator Jones. Senator Kagan. There are no votes on Amendment L003. Senator Kerr. With 29 ayes, 4 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused. Amendment L003 is adopted. Motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1361. Are there any no votes? With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1361 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Crowder, Senator Tate, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Hill, Senator Smallwood, Senator Neville, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Gardner, Senator Lambert, Senator Scott, Senator Merrifield, Senator Todd, Senator Aguilar, Senator Moreno, Senator Kagan, Senator Kafalis, Senator Fields, Senator Lundberg, Senator Marble. Please add the President. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of Senate Bill 263?
Senate Bill 263 by Senator Martinez-Humenick, Representative Singer, and Landgraf concerning the creation of a pilot program to allow for court approval of treatment medications in jails.
Senator Martinez-Humenick.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 263 on third and final reading and ask for a favorable vote.
Is there any further discussion? Senator Kagan.
Thank you. We should not be keeping people in jail who are in desperate need of medical care treatment and covering up for the fact that we're not providing the adequate medical care treatment by saying, okay, we'll provide the treatment in jails. So I would ask for a no vote on Senate Bill 263.
Is there any further discussion? Majority Leader Holbert. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over Senate Bill 263 to the end of the third reading calendar.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 263 to the end of the third reading calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Ayes have it, and that will lay over. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move for immediate reconsideration of House Bill 1361.
The motion is to reconsider House Bill 1361. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Ayes have it, and we'll move to immediate reconsideration. Senator Williams.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 181361 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion? The motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1361. Are there any no votes? Majority Leader Holbert. No votes on 1361. With 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1361 is adopted. Co-sponsors.
Need to be removed as a co-sponsor.
Got it. Senator Holbert, Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask to be removed as a co-sponsor on 1361.
Co-sponsors on 1361, Senator Cook, Senator Coram, Senator Kerr, Senator Guzman, Leader Garcia, Senator Fields is already on. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the House Bill 1271?
House Bill 1271 by Representatives Graham Willett and Senator Tate concerning the authorization of economic development rates to be charged by electric utilities qualifying non-residential customers.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1271 on third reading and final passage and kindly ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1271. Are there any no votes? Senator Marble, Senator Hill, Senator Smallwood, please add the president. With 29 ayes, 4 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1271 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Priola, Senator Kerr, Senator Neville, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Fields, Senator Moreno, Senator Martinez-Humanic, Senator Merrifield, Mr. Majority Leader.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I ask for the immediate reconsideration of House Bill 1271.
The motion. I know we're all new at this, but the motion is to proceed to immediate reconsideration on House Bill 1271. The motion is to proceed to immediate reconsideration on House Bill 1271. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no.
No.
The ayes have it, and we will proceed to immediate reconsideration. Mr. Carpenter, would you kindly read the title to House Bill 1271?
House Bill 1271 by Representatives Gray and Williamson undertakes concerning the authorization of economic development rates to be charged by electric utilities to qualifying non-residential customers.
Senator Tate.
With a sense of deja vu, I move House Bill 1271 on third reading and final passage and kindly ask for an aye vote again. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? The motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1271. Are there any no votes? Senator Neville and Senator Neville. Senator Marble, Senator Hill, Senator Crowder, Senator Lundberg, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Smallwood, Senator Lambert. Please add the president. With 24 ayes, 9 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused. No. House Bill 1271 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over Senate Bill 245 to the end of the third reading of bills calendar.
Motion is to lay over Senate Bill 245 until the end of the third reading of bills calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Ayes have it, and that will lay over. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over Senate Bill 258 till Friday, May 4th.
Motion is to lay over Senate Bill 258 till Friday, May 4th. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of House Bill 1379?
House Bill 1379 by Representatives Pedersen and Wilson and Senator Hill concerning the financing of public schools and in connection therewith, making an appropriation.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over House Bill 1379 till Friday, May 4th.
The motion is to lay over House Bill 1379 till Friday, May 4th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Ayes have it, and that will lay over. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of Senate Bill 249?
Senate Bill 249 by Senators Gardner and Lambert and Representatives Lee and Young concerning establishing alternative programs in the criminal justice system to divert individuals with a mental health condition to community treatment in connection with making an appropriation.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 249 on third reading, final passage.
Is there any further discussion? Motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 249. Are there any no votes? With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 249 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Crowder, Senator Tate, Senator Martinez-Humenick, and Senator Tate. Senator Neville, Senator Fenberg, Senator Guzman, Senator Kafalis, Senator Fields, Senator Kagan, Senator Kerr, Senator Marble, Senator Coram, Senator Court, Senator Aguilar, Senator Williams, Senator Todd, Senator Merrifield, Senator John. Please add the President. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of Senate Bill 250?
Senate Bill 250 by Senators Gardner and Lambert and Representatives Lee and Young concerning the provision of jail-based behavioral health services in connection with making an appropriation.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 250 on third reading, final passage.
Is there any discussion? Motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 250. Are there any no votes? With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 250 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Aguilar, Senator Merrifield, Senator Crowder, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Fields, Senator Kafalis, Senator Jones, Senator Kagan, Senator Guzman, Leader Garcia, Senator Coram, Senator Tate, Senator Neville, Senator Priola, Senator John, Senator Todd, Senator Williams, Senator Scott, Senator Kafalis. Please add the President. Mr. Carpenter, would you also add me on 249? Already there. Thank you. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 251?
Senate Bill 251 by Senators Gardner and Lambert and Representatives Lee and Young concerning establishing a statewide behavioral health court liaison program in a connection that would make an appropriation.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 251 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion? Motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 251. Are there any no votes? 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused. Senate Bill 251 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Kagan, Leader Garcia, Senator Guzman, Senator Kafalis, Senator Fields, Senator Jones, Senator Aguilar, Senator Williams, Senator Todd, Senator Merrifield, Senator John, Senator Priola, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Neville, Senator Tate, Senator Marble. Please add the President. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the Senate Bill 252?
Senate Bill 252 by Senators Gardner and Lambert and Representatives Lee and Young concerning actions related to determinations of competency to proceed in connection with making an appropriation.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 252 on third reading and final passage.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you. Members, I expect my colleague from Cherry Hills Village will speak in a moment. We will continue on this bill, I think, between here and the other chamber until we reach some agreement, to have some concern about the timeline at which those who are in custody and having restoration services in jails will then go on the wait list for the Colorado Mental Health Institute in Pueblo. this is kind of part and parcel to the litigation, how we solve this problem, and so forth. I appreciate the continued support, however, from the senator from Arapahoe County. And I'm sure he will want to speak in a moment, but thank you all, and I do ask for an aye vote.
Senator Kagan.
Thank you, Mr. President. And members, this bill is not yet, in my view, the right bill. It doesn't have the right timelines in it. But I think it is proper that we pass it to the House for further work rather than try and defeat the bill in its entirety, because much of this bill, aside of the timelines, is very, very necessary and urgently needed. So I do urge an aye vote. I will be voting aye on the bill, although I will not be co-sponsoring it.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I'd just also like to acknowledge the hard work that was put in on this by the many stakeholders that represent our whole judiciary system, the Judiciary Department themselves, but CDAC, as well as the Public Defender's Office and many others, and the Private Defense Bar. This is something that's on a very, very fast track. As the Senator from Arapahoe County said, this is still a work in progress. It may be a work in progress for the next couple of years, but we have to do something urgently to do this, and I appreciate all the colleagues that have worked on this bill, and I thank you for your aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 252. Are there any no votes? 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused. Senate Bill 252 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Fields. Senator Tate. Senator Martinez-Humanic. Please add the President. Senator Neville. And Senator Marble. And Senator Crowder, Marble, and Senator Aguilar. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over the balance of the third reading calendar to follow consideration of conference committee reports.
The motion is to lay over the balance of the third reading of bills calendar to follow consideration of conference committee reports. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, if you will look at the bottom of page 3 on today's calendar, you will find a second reading of bills consent calendar for tomorrow, Friday, May 4th. There are 3 bills listed at the bottom of page 3. And then it continues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bills listed at the top of page 4. I will move in a moment to take up a special orders calendar, moving that from tomorrow to today. Special orders, second reading of bills. And conferring with the minority leader, I believe everyone has had an opportunity to consider this. Mr. President, I move that the Senate take up a special order, second reading of bills consent calendar, consisting of House Bills 1083 and the Finance Committee Report, 1251, 1287, Senate Bill 273 and the Finance Committee Report, House Bills 1356, 1369, 1373, 1410, and 1366, at the hour of 10:01 a.m. today.
The motion is for the Senate to take up the bills on special orders at the hour of 10:01 a.m. Motion requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted, and the Senate will take up the list of bills on special orders at the hour of 10:01 a.m. Special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
I thought it was a second. I thought you wanted me to do second order, special orders.
Having voted on the prevailing side, I just wanted to say that.
No. We're socializing.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
The motion is for the Senate to resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The aye has it. And the Senate will resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Tate will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, as we adopted that special orders second reading of bills consent calendar, subsequent to that, I did receive a request to remove Senate Bill 273 from that calendar. So Senate Bill 273 will be removed from the special orders consent calendar and will remain on the general order second reading of bills calendar for Friday, May 4th.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the balance of the bills listed on the special order second reading of bills consent calendar, House Bills 1083 in the Finance Committee report, 1251, 1287, 1356, 1369, 1373, 1410, and 1366.
The motion before the body is the, Mr. Carpenter, if you'd read all the titles to the bills on the second second reading of bills, special orders, consent calendar.
House Bill 1083 by Representatives Graff, Tharp, and Size, and Senator State Williams concerning a sales and use tax exemption for aircraft to be used by on-demand air carriers. House Bill 1251 by Representatives Lee and Wist and Senators Kagan and Gardner concerning measures to improve the efficiency of community corrections, transition placements, and connection therewith, making an appropriation. House Bill 1287 by Representative Weissman, Senators Cook and King concerning the extension of the repeal of the Colorado Commission on Criminal and Juvenile Justice in connection therewith, making an appropriation. Senate Bill 273 by Senator Gardner. Oh, nope, not Senate Bill 273. House Bill 1356 by Representative Thurlow and Senator Moreno concerning adding a non-substantive cross-reference to the crime of failure to register as a sex offender. House Bill 1369 by Representative Hooten and Senator Moreno concerning repealing obsolete statutory references to the repeal Proposition AA refund account. House Bill 1373 by Representatives Becker J. and Hanson and Senator Baumgardner and Cavalls concerning the use of the state telecommunications network by private entities through public-private partnerships and in connection therewith, revocating laws related to the state telecommunications network from the Department of Public Safety statutes and the statutes regarding telecommunications coordination with the state government. House Bill 1410 by Representatives Lee and Herod and Senators Lumberg and Kagan concerning measures to address prison population increases. House Bill 1366 by Representative Robinson and Senator Donovan concerning local college districts' authorities to manage district property.
Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And now at the appropriate time, I will move the bills listed on the special order second reading of bills consent calendar. House Bills 1083 in the Finance Committee report, 1251, 1287, 1356, 1369, 1373, 1410, and 1366.
Thank you, Senator. The motion of the body is the adoption of all the bills on the special order second. Yes. Adoption of all the bills on the second reading of bills consent calendar special orders and an associated committee report. Is there any discussion on the committee report? Seeing none, the motion of the body is adoption of the committee report. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee reports are adopted. Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the special orders second reading of bills consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion of the body is the adoption of those bills. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bills are adopted. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion of the body is to rise and report. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. No. The aye has it. We'll rise and report.
Senate will come back to order. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee met, had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee will hold lead reports that on consideration of the following task bills. Within the second reading thereof, makes the following recommendations to run. House Bill 1083 is amended. House Bill 1251, House Bill 1287, House Bill 1356, House Bill 1369, House Bill 1373, House Bill 1410, House Bill 1366. Passed second reading order, revised, and placed on calendar for the reading and final passage. Senate Bill 273 removed from the special order second reading of bills consent calendar, placed in the special order second reading of bills calendar for 5418.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Motion for the body is the adoption of the report to the committee of the whole. Are there any no votes? With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. House Bill 1083 is amended. House Bill 1251, House Bill 1287, House Bill 1356, House Bill 1369, House Bill 1373, House Bill 1410, House Bill 1366 passed on second reading. Order revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 273 removed from the special order second reading of bills consent calendar and placed at the end of the special order second reading of bills calendar for 5418. Second reading of bills. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself into the committee of the whole for the consideration of second reading of bills calendar.
The motion is for the Senate to resolve itself in the committee of the whole for consideration of the general order second reading of bills calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Ayes have it, and the Senate will resolve itself in the committee of the whole for consideration of the general order second reading of bills calendar. Senator Tate will take the chair.
I'll take that one. The committee will come to order, and the court rule is relaxed. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to lay over Senate Bill 204 to Monday, May 7th.
Motion of the body is to lay over Senate Bill 204 to Monday, May 7th. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill is laid over. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the title of House Bill 1234?
House Bill 1234 by Representatives Becker, Kane, Lundeen, and Senator Gardner concerning clarification of the laws governing simulated gambling activity.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to lay over Senate Bill or House Bill 1234 to the end of the second reading calendar.
Motion is to lay the bill over to the end of the calendar. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill will be laid over. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the title of House Bill 1217? Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to lay over House Bill 1217 to Monday, May 7th.
Thank you. The motion of the body is to lay over House Bill 1217 to Monday, May 7th. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill is laid over as motioned. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the title of House Bill 1004?
House Bill 1004, Representatives Coleman and Wilson, Senator State and Cafalas, concerning continuation of the income tax credit for qualifying contribution to promote child care in the state.
Senator Cafalas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, colleagues. I move House Bill 1004 on second reading.
Thank you, Senator. Is there any discussion on House Bill 1004? Seeing none, the motion of the body is the adoption of House Bill 1004. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and House Bill 1004 is adopted. Mr. Carpenter, do you please read the title of Senate Bill 275?
Senate Bill 275 by Senator Scott concerning the ability of seaplanes to operate in Colorado.
Senator Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Senate Bill 275. Great bill. Vote yes.
Any further discussion on Senate Bill 275? Senator Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We've had two extensive discussions, in my opinion, on this issue. And I asked for a no vote on this. Basically, we have an issue where we might have mussels in lakes. It's a very difficult problem. Seaplane folks want to fly in. It's very hard to inspect them. And there aren't that many seaplanes. And so the risk is far greater than letting this happen. And I must say this group is very persistent, but it's a very bad idea. I ask for a no vote.
Thank you, Senator. Any further discussion on Senate Bill 275? Seeing none, the motion of the body is adoption of Senate Bill 275. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, no. No. The ayes have it, and Senate Bill 275 is adopted. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the title of Senate Bill 277?
Senate Bill 277 by Senator Neville and Representatives Pabon and Van Winkle concerning the exemption of virtual currency from regulation under the Money Transmitters Act.
Senator Neville.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Senate Bill 277 on second reading and ask for an aye vote.
There's a committee report with that as well, Senator?
Let's see. Yes, sir. I believe that's the Appropriations Committee report?
Finance, sir.
Finance, I'm sorry. Trying to recall what we changed. We did have an amendment in Finance which basically clarified some of the language and also included a definition of blockchain token to make sure people understood exactly what it was, included that in the bill. I move the committee report for Finance.
Is there any further discussion on the Finance Committee report? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of the Finance Committee report. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Finance Committee report is adopted. To the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colleagues, Senate Bill 277 basically is involved with decentralized digital currency. The statutes on decentralized currency are pretty archaic. Many were conceived and drafted prior to the invention of the floppy disk and were never intended to address anything more exotic than a wire transfer. The men who crafted these laws never considered that a computer could slip into a backpack, let alone store millions of dollars in convertible values. So in the early days of March 2013, digital currency businesses assumed they were software companies just like the dot-com companies that came before them. So they created new products in a largely unregulated space, a practice they call permissionless innovation. Instead of focusing on how a new product might disrupt existing finance models, entrepreneurs were forced to focus on building a product that could fit into an ancient regulatory framework. So the focus on Senate Bill 277 is to allow Colorado entrepreneurs to move forward in this area that offers a tremendous opportunity and to be a leader in this technology as opposed to waiting around while other states, such as even the state of Wyoming, slip forward ahead and put us in a less ability to actually participate in these breakthroughs. So, urge an aye vote.
There's an amendment on the desk. Will the clerk please read the title to Amendment 3?
Amendment L003 to Senate Bill 277.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Amendment L003.
To the amendment, Senator.
The amendment basically amends the amendment that was just referred to in by my colleague from Jefferson County, where in the committee we create a clarifying definition of what a blockchain utility token is, and this amendment clarifies that definition that we added in the committee.
Is there any further discussion on Amendment 3? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of Amendment 3. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Amendment 3 is adopted. Senator Kagan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I urge a no vote on Senate Bill 277, members. Senate Bill 277 goes way too far. It is true, as was stated in committee, that some blockchain tokens are not money. They are digitally created cats and other things that can be created as pursuant to a blockchain methodology. And there are some blockchain tokens that should not be regulated by the Money Transmitters Act. under DORA. But to say that no virtual currency activities, no blockchain tokens should be subject to regulation under the Money Transmitters Act is taking a sledgehammer to crack a nut. We should not put a blanket prohibition on regulation of blockchain tokens under the Money Transmitters Act simply because some of those blockchain tokens are indeed money. And if we start saying that those which are money may not be regulated under the Money Transmitters Act, then it leaves the entire money transmission behavior of the transferring bodies open to unregulated abuse. And so we shouldn't pass 277. What we should do is, before we adopt any regulations of blockchain tokens, there are none at the moment, no regulations whatsoever, we should consider whether this is an appropriate regulation. We should not say in advance, there shall be no regulation under the Money Transmitters Act of any transactions if they involve blockchain tokens. That would be very, very confining, constricting, and could lead to very serious consequences for those seeking to transfer money in the form of blockchain tokens.
Senator Neville.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, actually, blockchain tokens are not money. They are not money. If you look at the definition within the bill and you see what a blockchain token is, it is not money. So it is not these are not dollars and cents. I think we get a lot of confusion here, colleagues, in this. This is new technology that I think many, frankly, within our legislature, we're still trying to get our head around a little bit. So to see something that's new, a blockchain token basically has something of value, but it is not money. It is not the transference of money. It could be the transference of possibly prepaid software. It could be a number of things. It offers an opportunity for businesses in the state of Colorado to move forward in an area that they can actually achieve many different things with this technology. One of the things that is a concern, I believe, is we're talking about regulating something when there hasn't been a challenge or whatever. This is not cryptocurrency. This is not cryptocurrency. I think people need to understand that. This is actually, whether it be blockchain tokens or whatever else, there is a value, but the value is basically between that individual that purchases that product and the person that offers that product up. But it is not money as we know money or currency. So I would urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Piola.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and this is a question for the sponsor. I'm trying to understand exactly why we're doing this, because I don't have the re-engrossed version of the bill, but the introduced version basically carves out this new technology from the Money Transfer Act. Can you explain what the catalyst for that is? Why are we affirmatively trying to carve out from the Money Transfer Act if there is no problem, if there is there has been no regulation? And then in finance, there was added the wording to define blockchain token, which came from another bill that died. I've heard concern about this bill 277 from the AG's office as well as the Colorado Bankers Association, and I'm trying to understand why we as a body are trying to affirmatively wall off this new technology. My understanding is very few states have even touched this area with their statutes. So if you could please expand on that.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Neville.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We just stated, my colleague from Adams County just asked me why we are trying to wall off technology from the Money Exchange Act. This is not money. So that's why. There's also an issue with licensing. If you actually license those individuals that have money exchange, they may be paying as much as $300,000 to even get the opportunity to be able to utilize their technology. Do we want in the state of Colorado to be the individuals that say, hey, there's something that offers an opportunity, whether it's this whether it's prepaid software or whatever it may be that is not money. But guess what? We're going to put you on a Money Exchange Act and make you pay $300,000 to even test the opportunity if you can actually do something with your technology. Colleagues, that makes no sense, and so hopefully I've answered the good senator's questions. Now, the last question he had was, why would we be first? Well, we're not first, but we shouldn't be last. We shouldn't be last. Urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator. Any further discussion? Senator Kagan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No, blockchain tokens are not necessarily money. They can be a medium of exchange, though. They can be money. They can be money. And as long as they can be money, it is absurd, I suggest to you, it is improper, unwise, and we should not wall off all blockchain token technology from regulation under the Money Transmitters Act, because some blockchain tokens are indeed a store of value, like money. Some of them are a means of payment, like money, and they can be money. And as long as they can be money, we should not eliminate the possibility of when they are used as money, that they can be regulated under the Money Transmitters Act. And therefore, that's why I urge a no vote.
Thank you, Senator. Any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion of the body is adoption of Senate Bill 277. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and Senate Bill 277 is adopted. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the committee rise, report, beg leave to sit again at 2 p.m. today.
Members, you've heard the motion to rise and report and beg leave and sit again at 2 p.m. today. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The aye has it, and the motion is passed. Majority Leader Holbert. Oh. I've done it before, I think. This is my third beg leave and sit again.
I don't know. Sorry for trying to help.
No problem. No, how long have you offered in Hogwarts?
To those who ask for it. You didn't ask for it. You just ruined it for Max because he didn't read that far yet. Max, you're only like a decade and a half. I was in college
When did Harry Potter come out?
when I was 8 years old. You were actually 20 years old.
So, like, what year? 20 years.
97 probably.
Huh?
So technically I can't. Just because I read them at the age of 8 or 9 or 10 doesn't mean they were written 8 or 9 or 10. Yeah, the books. That doesn't negate the fact that you had 20 years to read them and you haven't read them. So we have not read any for you because you chose to
from everyone. I want all the money we set aside, I want all the employee contributions, and I want the cow thing, and I want to get us on the right financial track. When shit hits the fan economically in 3-4 years, we're already off on a positive track and have some flexibility. That's kind of my honest, objective financial advice. Non-political, subjective financial advice. And if we can somehow all pull together lottery tickets to win the lottery, I would even recommend we put the winning store in Fair Isle. That'd be funny if we just passed the hat. That 35 lottery tickets, pass that, and all made you win. See if we can make it all go to Fair Isle.
A bunch of big money on that. Send it right there.
Senate will come back to order. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee met, had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee holds lead reports that in consideration of the following task bills, please consider there makes following recommendations on Senate Bill 275, Senate Bill 277 is amended past second reading order and grows place calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1004 passes second reading and revised place calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 204, House Bill 1217 laid over until 5718 retaining the place calendar.
We're not doing a committee report right now, so you can do that tonight. Tonight? Yep. Or this afternoon, whenever it is. Thank you. Are we on memorials?
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over consideration of memorials to Friday, May 4th.
The motion is to lay over consideration of memorials till Friday, May 4th. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over. Committee reports.
May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1019, referred to Committee hold a favorable recommendation. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1185, referred to Committee hold a favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1255, referred to Committee hold a favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1299, be referred to Committee hold a favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1309, be referred to Committee hold for recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1316, be amended as follows. As submitted, referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1319, be referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1343, be amended as follows. As submitted, referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1349, be referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1350, referred to Committee of the favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1353, be amended as follows. As amended, be referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1394, be referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1407, be referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1412, be referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1429, referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill or Senate Bill 270, be amended as follows. As submitted, referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. Recommendation placed on the consent calendar. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1020, be referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. May 3rd, 2018, Committee on Appropriations of Consideration of Mayor's Committee following House Bill 1393, be amended as follows. As submitted, referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation.
Message from the House.
The House has passed on third reading, transmitted the revised statutes, House Bill 1433, 1437. The House has passed on third reading, transmitted the revised statutes, House Bill 1425, 1418, 1427, 1397, 1422, 1426, 1404, amendments printed in the House Journal May 2nd, 2018.
Message from the reviser.
We herewith transmit without comment House Bill 1433 and 1437 without comment as amended, House Bill 1397, 1404, 1418, 1422, 1425, 1426, and 1427.
Miss.
Yeah, but it was, you know.
Consideration of conference committee reports. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of House Bill 1296?
House Bill 1296 by Representatives Melton and Everett, Senators Marble and Moreno, concerning expansion of the ability to leave a motor vehicle unattended in certain circumstances.
Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move that we adopt the first report of the first conference committee on House Bill 18-1296.
Would you like to provide a brief explanation? Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, this is a very dramatic debate between the use of a petition versus a safety clause. That's what the conference committee discussed. We decided that in this case, a safety clause is appropriate because this is actually already current law, and this is merely restoring the bill as it was originally intended. So that's what the conference committee report says, and hopefully you will support the conference committee report.
Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. President. And just to kind of give you a visual on how extensive our debate was over this, it was finally settled in a very long-standing arm wrestling contest between Senator Cook and Representative Melton, and I'm afraid Senator Cook lost.
The motion is for the adoption of the first report of the first conference committee on House Bill 1296. Are there any no votes on the conference committee report? With 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, the first report of the first conference committee on House Bill 1296 is adopted. Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1296.
You have heard the motion. Are there any no votes on House Bill 1296? With 30, Senator Zenzinger is a no vote on 1296. Senator Jones is a no vote on 1296. Senator Kafalis. Senator Aguilar. With 29 ayes, 4 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1296 is repassed. Co-sponsors, Senator Tate, Senator Smallwood, Senator Neville, announcements. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm sure committee chairs will have other announcements, but I wanted to give you a bit of understanding of what today will look like. I did move earlier that we rise, report, beg leave to sit again at 2 o'clock. Don't worry about 2. Remember, when I say that, we can't come back before that time. We can come back after that time. So don't worry about 2. I just picked a number to let you know. We're going to come back to the floor at 4 o'clock or later. We have two committees, Finance and State Affairs, that we're going to go and start hearing a long list of bills. You'll see 13, 14 bills, I think, something like that for each of those committees. There may be additional bills that the committee chairs will announce that might have come to us today. We will be back on the floor at 4 o'clock or 1 hour after the last committee adjourns. Every time I go through this, I'll step away from the mic and somebody will ask me, now what was that? So, what time? 4 o'clock or 1 hour after the last committee adjourns. So those two committees, Finance and State Affairs, will be meeting at least 15 minutes after we're done here on the floor. They will begin. Then after the last of those committees meets, Appropriations will meet. So I don't know if the Appropriations Chair will be here to explain what bills might be there, but after State Affairs and Finance meet, then Appropriations will meet. If there are any committee reports that need to be read over, we'll come back and do that. You don't need to be here for that point. That part, you're always welcome. I don't think there'll be bills coming out of State Affairs or Finance that then need to go to Appropriations, but there might be. And if so, we'll come back, we'll read those reports over, and those will be added to the Appropriations list for this afternoon. So we have a lot of pieces moving around. Thank you so much for your patience this morning as we shuffled around and got done what we could this morning. I will step out of the way. If anybody has any questions, come see me. Right now we are tentatively planning on dinner this evening. Depends on how much we have and what time we actually come back, but lunch on your own. If we were here through the dinner hour, we will provide dinner. So thank you to the caucus chair. I will step out of the way again. If you have any other questions, come see me. Let's have the committee chairs explain what's going to happen in their committees.
Senator Marble.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. In State Affairs, we will be meeting no sooner than 15 minutes after we adjourn. And also any bills that are read over the desk from the House today and assigned to State Affairs, they will be on tomorrow's calendar. So just be aware that those lists and those bills may be pulled in on your desk and to bring them for State Affairs tomorrow. So I want to thank also all of the people who have come to sit in on State Affairs and sub for others who had to leave. You guys have been absolutely awesome.
Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. As Chairman of Appropriations, yes, I will inform you that we will have a meeting following, at the bare minimum, following the conclusion of State Affairs, simply because the membership in Finance doesn't overlap with Appropriations. But if we have a bill or two in Finance that may need to be heard, that may slow us down a little bit. But members of Appropriations, be aware that we need to meet before the Senate will convene, dare I say, this evening. That's 4 p.m., right? And we are going to meet up in our regularly scheduled room of 357. So I would love to tell you what the bills would be, but I don't know precisely myself. We're still working on that, and of course the committees will be working through many of those as well. In addition to my announcement concerning appropriations, I do want you to know that today is National Day of Prayer, and there are people meeting all across the state and all across the nation praying for our nation and for the many needs and praises that are appropriate. And even on the west steps of the Capitol, there's something that begins in about 20 minutes for a couple of hours. So I would invite any of you to come and join that for whatever time you might have. So thank you very much.
Senator Neville.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues in Finance, please mark these as additions. to your regular schedule, we also have House Bill 1006, House Bill 1291, and Senate Bill 279, which we laid over from yesterday. Also make a note that Finance will be meeting tomorrow upon adjournment in Committee Room 352. And we will start 15 minutes after we adjourn today.
Any further announcements? Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, there's also an announcement from the Office of Legislative Legal Services, OLLS. I think we all have a tremendous appreciation for what the drafters and the staff do down in OLLS, but I've been asked to remind you that you have been emailed a link, a request for a short survey, an online survey regarding your satisfaction with the Office of Legislative Legal Services. While they have received some responses, there are still many members who have not yet completed that survey. Sharon Eubanks, the director of OLLS, asked that you make a brief, that I make this brief announcement today, and to remind you to please take that OLLS survey. I have done that. I have such great respect and appreciation for what they do, and I would just ask whether your feedback is, good, encouraging, or criticism, whatever it might be. Please take time to fill out that survey. They do so much work and take so much time for us. Let's return the favor and give them some constructive criticism or praise, whatever it might be. Do you have an announcement?
Senator Lambert.
It's not typical for this time of the year, but the Joint Budget Committee will be meeting upon adjournment. I don't know what that means, but sometime we'll be having a JBC meeting today to discuss potential legislation, discuss general business. Thank you.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Also, thank you to the good senator from Jefferson County, who is working with the House to bring Olympians in next Monday. Hopefully we'll be able to schedule a time in the afternoon, I think about 2:30. I don't know how many of the Olympians we will have, but thank you again to this good senator from Jefferson County. You might want to be prepared to have your picture taken with someone with a bright, shiny medal around their neck. Mr. President, at this time, I move the Senate stand in recess until 11 a.m. today.
The motion is for the Senate to stand in recess till 11 a.m. today. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The Senate will stand in recess till 11 a.m.